Sup, Buzznet? In reference to the podcast.
Back at ya.
Freaky Friday. Freaky, yeah. Hopefully less depressing than the last True Crime Tuesday.
That was rough.
Brody is sleeping, so hopefully we won't hear him. Apparently you can't ever hear him.
We can.
I can. Oh, I'm Amanda.
I'm Heather.
And what we learn about?
We're going to talk about the Bermuda Triangle.
Ooh.
Lots of stuff.
Like another 45-minute long episode.
7 pages.
Oh boy.
So we're just going to dive right on in.
Let's just buckle in.
Alright, my sources are geography.com, history.com, britannica.com, rationalwiki.org, unmuseum.org. It was like, I think that one was like unique museum. theweek.co.uk and bermudaattractions.com.
Okay, great.
I'm assuming everybody's heard of the Bermuda Triangle, but if not, crawl out from under a little rock.
I've heard of it, I just never remember where it is.
It's a triangle in the ocean.
What? See, again, we really got to find a camera to use to record ourselves. So everybody can see me look at you really rude and stupidly.
So they can feel the eye rolls that you do?
Yeah.
The Bermuda Triangle is an area near Bermuda, if you can believe that one.
Nuh-uh.
Where a lot of ships, planes, and people have gone mysteriously missing with no trace or reasoning of the disappearance.
So it's in Bermuda.
Put your phone down.
I'm sorry. Okay. It's down.
Alright. Where a lot of ships, planes, and people have mysteriously gone missing with no trace or reasoning for the disappearance. It's also called the Devil's Triangle, Hurricane Alley, and the Deadly Triangle. Whenever I was reading, there is also a Devil's Sea, or Dragon's Triangle, roughly 100 kilometers south of Tokyo.
I did not know that.
And the Michigan Triangle in Lake Michigan.
So that Lake Michigan...
So, like, does that just make one gigantic triangle of the three of them?
That's true.
So, like, half
Conspiracy
the world.
theory.
Aliens.
Miracle, you're wearing your conspiracy theory shirt today.
I am wearing my conspiracy theory shirt today.
I know.
It's my new favorite shirt. It's so comfy.
See, it's funny because I don't think my pig hoodie is that comfortable. But I will give them the benefit of the doubt that I don't dry my clothes in a dryer, so I just let them air dry.
Yeah, air dry makes them a little stiff.
Yeah. Especially when your apartment is 60 degrees.
So it's frozen then dries.
Yeah. Nope, you have a visitor.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
The points of the triangle are roughly Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously Bermuda, but I also never realized that it was like that. So we sailed through the Bermuda Triangle on our trip.
That's what I said.
We survived.
Everybody's like, fuck, they survived. Damn it. Why?
Different sources said different distances of how big the triangle actually is, ranging from 500,000 square miles or 1,500,000 square miles.
Oh, okay.
Which is 1,294,994 to 3,884,982 square kilometers.
That's a lot of numbers. She big.
I like how they're like, it could be 500,000 or 1.5 million.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of miles.
It's a hefty chunk.
The number of disappearances are claimed to be around 2,000 vessels and 75 aircraft in the last 500 years.
Are you going to talk about my favorite one?
Which one's your favorite?
The bombers.
Yes.
Good. Sorry, I'm impatient.
The causes range from aliens, technology from Atlantis, sea monsters, and dark research by the Atlantic Undersea Test and Evaluation Center.
That's a real thing.
Yes. Because it's Autech.
Okay.
They had it in parentheses. The myth of the Bermuda Triangle started way back when Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue on his first voyage to the New World.
Mm-hmm.
He reported that a great flame of fire crashed into the sea, and then a few weeks later, a strange light appeared in the distance. He wrote of erratic compass readings. Perhaps at that time, a sliver of the Bermuda Triangle was one of the few places that lined up where true north and magnetic north were on the same line. So compasses are useless.
Nice.
Always good whenever you're on a boat.
Whenever you're traveling.
In 1918, a 542-foot or 165-meter long Navy cargo ship named the USS Cyclops with 306 seamen on board.
I'm so immature.
That's why I put that in there. That's not how it was worded.
Oh, okay, good.
It just said crew.
Oh, well, that's boring.
But technically, they're Navy, so they're seamen. And 10,000 tons of manganese ore was on board. It sank somewhere between Barbados and Chesapeake Bay, which I feel like that's a... Because Barbados is like real far south, and Chesapeake Bay is in Virginia.
Yeah.
Like that's a... So it sank somewhere around there.
Who knows?
Aliens. The ship never sent out an SOS distress call, despite being perfectly capable of doing so. There was an extensive search and no wreckage was ever found. President Woodrow Wilson later said, "Only God and the sea know what happened to the great ship." In 1941, the Cyclops sister ships similarly vanished without a trace on an almost identical route. This one's gonna be a fucking jumble.
Oh, is this a copy and paste one?
From multiple spots. Because the font gets bigger and smaller. The next one is known as Flight 19, also known as the Lost Squadron. In December of 1945, 5 Navy bombers carrying 14 men took off from an airfield in Fort Lauderdale to conduct practice bombing runs. From an air what? An airfield.
Oh, not what you said.
That's what I said. What did I say?
You said airfield.
Airfield. And to Fort Lauderdale to conduct... Jesus Christ. In December 1945, 5 Navy bombers carrying 14 men took off from an airfield in Fort Lauderdale to conduct practice bombing runs.
Okay.
However, the commander reported 90 minutes later that the compasses and navigational tools weren't working, which is
scary.
Always a good thing. After a final transmission was received around 7 p.m., the pilots were never heard from again, and their planes were never recovered.
So weird.
Oh, wait till I get to, like, the reasonings people have for how, like, why this stuff happens.
Okay. Aliens.
That's one of them. Apparently, I did not use spell check. I spelt lost, L-S-O-T.
That's okay.
All the letters are there.
Exactly.
Pilot got severely lost when his compasses malfunctioned. The 5 planes were flying perfectly until they ran low on fuel and were forced to land at sea, which is one of the reasons that they said they got lost. The same day, a rescue plane and its 13-man crew had also disappeared. After weeks and a massive search failed to bring any evidence, an official Navy report said it was as though they had flown to Mars. An official Navy report said that.
Okay. Same.
We're like, oh, they disappeared. They had to have gone... They haven't even been to the freaking moon yet.
I'm gonna text my boss and be like, hey, can't come in 2 days because I flew to Mars. Check the official Navy report.
You shit the bed. Alright, the next one is this is just SS, Not USS.
Oh, just 2 S's, not 4 S.
Yeah, it's not 4S. The SS Marine Sulphur Queen was a tanker ship carrying molten sulfur. Why you would want to do that, I don't know.
I would have to be paid big money.
You're literally carrying molten egg farts.
That's so gross.
But that has to be what the ship smelled like.
I like how you have to specify what kind of farts.
Farts. That's what sulfur smells like. Rotten eggs.
I like how you couldn't just say
rotten eggs.
It's like you're carrying around rotten eggs. You had to say you're carrying around egg farts.
It disappeared off the southern coast of Florida in 1963. The crew of 39 was all lost, and no wreckage from the tanker was ever found. The disappearance of the ship is mentioned in several books about the Triangle, but is not always included that the Coast Guard concluded... included, not concluded. That the vessel was in deplorable shape, which I had to look up what deplorable meant. Deteriorating.
What? You had to look up what deplorable meant? That was like the biggest thing in 2016. Hillary Clinton called Trump supporters deplorable.
I don't watch politics.
I'm almost slightly offended you didn't know what deplorable meant.
It was in deplorable shape and should never have gone to sea at all. So they're like, oh, we shouldn't let this boat sail, but we're going to stick molten sulfur on it and let it go.
That's weird.
Fires erupted regularly on the ship.
Yeah.
Also, this class of vessel was known to have a weak back, which means that it could split when weakened by corrosion, causing the ship to break in half.
Oh.
The ship's structure had been further compromised by a conversion from its original mission as an oil tanker to carrying molten sulfur. The conversion had left the vessel with an extremely high center of gravity, meaning that increasing the chance that it could capsize. The SS Marine Sulphur Queen was, all in all, a disaster waiting to happen. And they say it seems unfair to blame its demise on the Bermuda Triangle. I mean, that one's fair.
Yeah.
Be like, well, it's probably down there somewhere.
Yeah.
The next one is the NC-16002.
Not 007?
No, 002.
Is your phone on Do Not Disturb?
No.
Okay. Why don't we do that? Okay. Since, the whole town can hear your phone vibrate.
That's fair. It's very strong.
That's how you like them.
It was a passenger plane that vanished on the night of December 28th, 1948, during a flight from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Miami, Florida. The weather was fine with high visibility, and the flight was, according to the pilot, within 50 miles of Miami when it disappeared with its 3 crew members and 29 passengers.
According to the pilot?
Well, according to the pilot, they were within 50 miles of Miami before they disappeared.
Oh, so he called in to say,
yeah.
Okay, I was like, what?
You're like, so only he survived?
Yeah.
That would make for an interesting story.
It would.
Though no probable cause for the loss was determined by the official investigation, it is known that the plane's batteries were not fully charged on takeoff. And this may have interfered with the communications during the flight.
What? First of all,
they'd be like, oh, just flick the gas tank, it's full.
Yeah, first of all, maybe that's naive of me to not know airplanes had batteries.
But you would want... 1948, Lord knows what they're...
Well, that's true, that's fair. But
you would be like, no, I need full batteries to do this.
Especially to fly from Puerto Rico to Florida, or, over
Anywhere.
any sea, really? I mean...
Be like, if we're going off the ground, these need to be charged.
Yeah, wow. Huh. Look at that, learn something else new on the last day of the decade.
A message from Miami to the plane said that the direction of the wind had changed, may have not been received by the pilot, causing him to fly up to 50 miles off course. But I also feel like, wouldn't they have eventually found the flight?
Yeah, you would think.
Be like, oh no, they just landed somewhere else. It's
Crazy.
Theory for ships going down is rogue waves. Do you know what rogue waves are?
Like, radio waves or...
Rogue wave. No, like ocean.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Which, if you don't know, are massive waves that can get up to 100 foot or 30.5 meters, which is fucking terrifying if you're out in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, but would the plane have been that low?
Well, I mean, like, with ships and stuff, too. It says that it could potentially, like, if it was I don't know why you would be flying that close to the water.
That's what I mean. Like, why would you be 100 feet off the ground? Unless you were, like, very close to the airport.
Yeah,
I know
but then I feel like that would be like a tsunami wave if you're that close to an airport.
Right, like, Miami would have been
underwater.
Gone.
It's like, oh, we don't have the Dick of America anymore.
That's one of the greatest pictures.
And it says they're theoretically are powerful enough to destroy any evidence of a ship or plane. The Bermuda Triangle is located in an area where storms from multiple directions can converge, making rogue waves more likely. I saw a video of, like, a ship that got hit by one, and I was like, oh my god, like, their life has to flash before their eyes.
I'm sure.
Another theory is that there might be methane eruptions from the ocean floor, and might be turning the sea into a froth that can't support a ship's weight, so it just sinks. Though there's no evidence that this has ever happened anywhere ever.
Okay.
Some books have said that the disappearances are because of an intelligent, technologically advanced race living in space or under the sea. SpongeBob. Yeah.
Hey, he is making his way to Old Navy.
He is. When you sent me that, I, like, legitimately, I'm like, what the? I'm like, there's SpongeBob's not on any of these. Until I actually, like, read them, and I was like, oh, my eyelashes.
What's this made of?
I wonder. So hopefully somebody was a SpongeBob fan, and that's when they're like, I'm gonna do this.
I think it's because the neckline is, like,
feathered.
Yeah, I think that's the eyelash
That's
part of
so
it.
gross.
But when I saw it, I was like,
SpongeBob.
yeah, can't call it anything but SpongeBob. At least it's not a sweater of tears.
That's fair. It'd be a little damp.
Little damp, little see-through. Little revealing.
just a smidge. Another theory is that it's Atlantis is the reason.
Heard that one.
Suggesting that the mythical city lies at the bottom of the sea, and they are using its reputed crystal energies to sink ships and planes. But, like, wouldn't that draw attention to them? Like, just let them float on by.
Yeah, true.
Other more fanciful suggestions include time portals. Why you would need a time travel on the ocean, but
Who knows?
The Sun explains that some writers in different articles have blamed UFOs for the disappearances, and that they believe the aliens use the triangle as a portal to travel to and from our planet.
Aliens.
The area is like a gathering station where they capture people, ships, and aircraft to conduct research.
Okay.
Another one is it's the Sargasso Sea, where I should be at right now.
I thought you said Sargaskarth, and I was like, no, he's
Gasso.
Gasso. Gasso.
Gasso. It is a strange area within the triangle that has no shores, but bounded by ocean currents on all sides. This has been a trap for many sailing vessels in the past. Many sailing boats and ships are believed to become completely motionless while passing through this area, and later found in poor condition without a soul on them. I would be concerned if, like, a ship was just floating and there's nobody on it.
Yeah, but that's scary.
Talk
That
about
there's
a
just
ghost
like
ship.
this part of like the ocean that you can't move.
Dense seaweed on the water surface and exceptionally low winds have been the main cause of this, making vessels motionless in this area. Like, you imagine you're like putting along and then you just stop. You're like, it's a sea monster.
Loch Ness.
Loch Ness got out of Scotland. That's why they can't find her.
Yep. Every time she knows they're coming, she just
gonna scoot out of here.
gotta go take something at the Bermuda Triangle.
Maybe there's a portal. Maybe that she zipped back and forth. That figured it out.
Yep. Podcast over.
And there's like I saw an article that said that they're like, oh, we figured out those, like, why, like, the Bermuda Triangle is that hexagonal clouds forming air bombs was their big scientific reason for everything that's ever happened.
What?
Scientists have noticed formation of strange, I think I'm pronouncing that right, hexagonal.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I mean...
Hexagonal?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Ask Google how to say it.
Shit, I don't want to ask Google.
I'll ask Google.
Not my Google, because I know it's not going to pick up on your phone, but it will on mine.
I know, mine hates me.
That they've been finding the shaped clouds with straight edges on the Bermuda Triangle. This is a strange and rare phenomena. Meteorologists confirmed from other such formations, such as clouds at North Sea, and evidence shown by satellite images that they are like air bombs. Hexagonal.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Google. And Amanda. The air bombs can blast and send out winds to the ocean beneath at speeds of up to 170 miles per hour, which can be dangerous for aircraft or ships passing through it, or literally anything. That's like almost an F2 tornado.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's just a Category 2 hurricane blowing past you. It's fine.
You're fine.
You know what? You can just sew the arm back on.
Yeah. Woody did.
Such an air bomb explosion could create a gigantic wave as high as 45 feet and ocean surface winds of about 100 miles per hour, which too can be extremely dangerous.
Nuh-uh.
I feel like anything that's 45 foot tall would be dangerous. The next one is an electronic fog.
Okay. Does somebody pedal bike it? Like, you know how... Never mind. I don't know I know what I'm trying to say, but it's going to take too long, so...
It's probably also not what you're thinking.
No.
Not like a fog that's electronic.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I was thinking.
It's been heard several times that ships and aircraft become engulfed in some kind of electronic fog, and the fog keeps moving along with the ship or the plane. And eventually, all the electronic equipment and other instruments start malfunctioning. Then the ships and airplanes either disintegrate or disappear without a trace. I feel like if you're having electrical malfunctions, it's not just going to make your stuff just disappear.
Yeah.
Vancouver-based scientist John Hutchinson, through his experiments, has shown occurrence of electronic fog that causes some strange phenomena. And they call it the Hutchinson effect.
So it's not like an electrical fence of fog.
No, I guess it's just
a fog that fucks with you.
Yeah. It's a fucking fog.
Most fogs do fuck with you, just not that way.
The Bermuda Triangle is located about 650 miles off the east coast of the U.S.
I really can't get over that that's where Bermuda is. I always think it's just in the middle of the fucking Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah. Well, like, the one map, like, it shows, like, it going the whole way across the bottom of Florida. So who knows? Maybe it was in the Bermuda Triangle. It is a well-known fact that the island is almost completely ringed by numerous shipwrecks that lie at the ocean floor near its shores. In fact, there are more than 300 ships that wrecked within 200 square miles of the water around Bermuda.
Also, my dad doesn't live in, like, South Florida.
Oh, that's true.
He lives in Central Florida. Central Coastal Florida.
don't remember what the map looked like now.
Oh, I thought you meant a map of Florida.
No, I know what Florida
Jeez.
looks. The map where it showed the triangle.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
What does America's dick look like again? The next one is whirlpools and the blue holes.
Uh-huh.
A strange phenomenon has been noticed in the Bahamas, which is located at the western quarter of the Bermuda Triangle and about 50 miles off the coast of Florida. There are whirlpools here with very strong tidal currents flowing in and out of them. Any ships passing over them can easily get sucked in and into the endless depths there. What?
Did you know there's a Bermuda Triangle cheese?
I do now.
Okay, go on.
Did you try to find the map?
Well, I just typed in Bermuda Triangle and, like, one of the suggestions was cheese. Okay, go on.
Okay. In fact, such phenomenon has been known to the natives here since ages.
Okay.
Maybe 4 ages?
Maybe 4 ages, yeah.
And an ancient belief says that there is an underwater monster that breathes in and out.
Loch Ness.
During inhalation, it can suck in human beings easily or even ships. However, the real facts have not been known. There are actually many blue holes in the Bahama water area. These are large underwater caves or cavities which have been formed through geological transformations. These bottle-shaped caves that have their openings near the water surface can have depths of hundreds of feet. The largest such blue hole in the Bahamas is it's called Dean's Blue Hole. Did that one get you?
Go on. Tell me about Dean's Blue Hole.
It has a depth of 663 feet.
So I can fit that 40.
With room to spare. Could fit quite a few of those in there. Divers have discovered that deep below the blue holes. Oh,
God, we're so immature.
Well, I mean, 2 toddlers given $20 to go in the store to get candy. There are divers have discovered that deep below in the blue holes, there are many lateral tunnels that have originated from the walls of the blue hole, and they run for miles in different directions. Water flows in and out of these lateral tunnels during tide change, and that actually causes the tidal currents on the ocean surface and the whirlpools. These whirlpools can be extremely dangerous for ships passing over them or even near the edge. All I can think of is in, like, the one Pirates of the Caribbean, when there's that big-ass one that, like, sucks the whole ship. It's, like, going around like a toilet's flushing.
You would.
The next one is that there's a wormhole in it.
Okay.
There's essentially a space-time shortcut that could, in theory, allow time travel. Although wormholes haven't been proven to exist yet, it hasn't stopped them from being thrown about as a Bermuda Triangle theory. Some people point to the wormhole explanation as a reason why many vessels aren't found after crashing in the Bermuda Triangle, while others attribute this to the current of the Gulf Stream. You know, if it's not the Gulf Stream, it must be time travel.
Oh, duh. I mean, ave.
The next one is a comet.
Oh.
Not the toilet cleaner.
But it could be Hell's Comet.
Yeah.
What if it's Heaven's Gate? Boom! Solved.
What the fuck did you just throw?
Nothing.
Oh. I saw it was like something white flash. The Bermuda Triangle region is one of the 2 places on Earth, the other ones being the Devil's Sea off the coast of Japan, where true north and magnetic north lined up, which could result in questionable compass readings. Some theorists believe that 11,000 years ago, a comet crashed to the Earth and landed on the ocean floor of the Bermuda Triangle. Believing that this comet may have strange electromagnetic properties, it could disrupt compasses and other navigational tools. But, like, couldn't they also just, like, look?
You gonna risk your life to go to the Bermuda Triangle?
Apparently we did, and we didn't even know about it.
Well, that's true.
The next one is the souls of slaves.
I feel like if I would have known that and I would have told you, you would have been like,
We're
no.
gonna die.
But it was like the cheapest place to sail out of, so that's probably fucking why.
Well, I feel like regardless of where you would have went, we would have went through it anyway.
Yeah, true.
If it's, between 500,000 and 1.5 million miles.
Well, that, and I feel like we probably weren't really, like, in it. Like, I don't think we were in the center of it.
Yeah.
Whereas, potentially if you, I almost said fly out of Baltimore, sail out of Baltimore.
You would go straight through it, probably.
Yeah, because I don't think you'd get that close to Miami.
Am I going to touch your feet?
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, it's not. I'll just move.
The Bermuda Triangle's deaths and disappearances are the oh, this is a theory.
Oh, okay.
Not fact. I mean, I don't think that they would be able to prove this. That the disappearances are the consequences of a curse. They believe that the area may be haunted by the spirits of the many African slaves who had been thrown overboard on their voyage to America. In a book called Hailing the Haunted, it was wrote of strange experiences while sailing in the waters. As we drifted gently into the now warm and steamy atmosphere.
That's gross.
That sounds moist.
It sounds very moist.
I became aware of a...
Somebody wrote this in a book.
Yes. This is, like, quoted from the book.
Right.
Yeah. I looked at the word and I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce that. But then I looked at it again and I was like, oh, it's continuous.
Fair. I say corpse instead of core, so,
That's fair. I became aware of a continuous sound like a mournful singing. I thought it must be a record player in the crew's quarters, and as it continued through the second night, I finally, in exasperation, went below to ask if it could be stopped. However, the sound down there was the same as it was everywhere else, and the crew was equally mystified. They later learned how in the 18th century, British sea captains defrauded insurance companies by tossing slaves into the ocean to drown, and then cashing in on a claim for them.
Probably had alien abduction insurance.
Maybe.
Sorry, that's a terrible thing.
And then, no discussion of the Bermuda Triangle theories can overlook the alien explanation. While there's no reason to believe aliens are behind any of the Bermuda Triangle accidents, aliens can be a convenient scapegoat anytime there are unexplained disappearances. The existence of a mysterious third dimension created by unknown beings has been speculated by some Bermuda Triangle theorists. UFO enthusiasts argue that the triangle is a stargate that extraterrestrials use for intergalactic travel. Many were led to believe that Flight 19, the one with the bombers that you were so excited for, may have been swept into this UFO portal. The weather that day was clear, and the flight was supervised by an experienced pilot. All of a sudden, he made a radio call saying, "We are entering white water. Nothing seems right. We don't know where we are. The water is green, no white." It was also said that the Navy Board of Inquiry stated the planes flew off to Mars.
Maybe they did.
Maybe they got just...
I like that they not. I was not clear what I tried to say. Maybe they did. I had a very big glob of funfetti cake dip in my mouth.
Somebody said why the aliens might choose the large, rather isolated area of the which is it really isolated? Because I feel like there's constantly people going through it.
Maybe back in the day there wasn't, though.
Yeah. Back whenever they're like, what the fuck are aliens?
Right.
Why the aliens might choose a large, rather isolated area of the Bermuda Triangle to snatch up unsuspecting travelers is easy to imagine. Will we ever know? Someday, maybe, this mystery will finally be solved. But until then, it's fun to imagine what forces might be at work in the Bermuda Triangle. My favorite one that I found, just like a random one, is that there's some Christians that believe that the Bermuda Triangle is the highway to hell, hence why it's called the Devil's Triangle.
If it was the highway to hell, we would not have come back.
You'd be like, we're just gonna drop you guys off.
Yeah.
I mean, we technically went to hell after we were on there.
No, that was before, I think. I mean, I guess when you're leaving Miami, you're going through it, but...
We went to hell and came back.
We did. But if it was truly a portal to hell, the devil would have been like, I gotta claim this whole cruise ship just because of them too.
It's like, none of you guys can leave because they ruined it for everybody.
Although, that was prior to some of the shit we've said that has really
That's fair.
ended us up.
We're platinum users now. But the website that I saw this one on, it would have, like, the theory, and then, like, underneath it would say why this doesn't add up. And all it said, it's like, why doesn't this add up? And it just said, let's not touch this one. We're just gonna leave that one go. But the one, I either heard it or I saw it somewhere a couple years ago, but I couldn't find it anywhere again, was that underneath the Bermuda Triangle there's like glass pyramids down there. And that it's causing like some weird like shift or something. But I haven't been able to find it again, so I don't know. I'm assuming. I don't know if I like thought that up myself or
Probably. You probably had a dream. I had a dream that Joel followed the podcast Instagram today.
Oh, God.
That was more like a nightmare. I
you woke up, you're like, I gotta check this.
I didn't even check, but I was like, I remember texting it, like, I texted him in my dream and was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, I'm just trying to support you. And I was like, don't.
It's like, could you not?
I'm like, and then you and I were talking in the dream too, because, like, you were there with me, and I remember saying, oh my God, I hope he doesn't listen to it, because how many times do I say, like, when we were dating, I'm like, God, I hope my boyfriend doesn't touch me. That was my dream today. So.
But that's the Bermuda Triangle.
I can't believe we went through it and didn't know. We survived hell.
Bermuda Triangle, bring it on, aliens!
I've survived the Holocaust Museum, the Titanic exhibit.
Gettysburg.
Oh, I don't think we did anything there that, like... Did we do something there that they give you, like, survivors or, like, somebody's name?
Oh, no.
No. Yeah.
I did not survive when I went to the Discovery Museum in Johnstown. My person died.
I think I've survived the Johnstown flood, too. So, like...
You're a survivor.
Just to quote Destiny's Child, I'm surprised that's not who's on.
Well, they probably won't ever perform together again.
Yeah, true. Michelle was on The Masked Singer. Spoiler alert.
I did see that.
So, this house echoes so much.
Well, yeah, you used to yell at Colin in the stairwell.
That's true. And now that there's no carpet in there, it's even worse.
Just rebounds up the steps.
Yeah.
What do you got for us for True Crime Tuesdays?
True Crime Tuesday is going to be murder in our backyard. Spooky.
That we did not commit. just to throw that out
I
there.
don't think anybody would have thought that. How many times do I say we don't want to be involved in a crime?
Yeah, but then you just said murder in our backyard.
Well, it is in our backyard.
Or would it be our front yard?
Well, might be your front yard. I guess.
It would be your front yard too, because it happened that way.
Yeah, and Calvin's would be more of our backyard.
Murder in our yard.
I just said in our backyard because I didn't know what else to title it. But we're going to cover 2 murders in our hometown. So these are our hometown murders. And yeah. So until then, you can follow us on Instagram at In Reference To Podcast. On Twitter at In Reference To.
You can drop us an email.
One of these days.
I'm gonna get it. In reference to podcast at gmail.com.
Or you can help support us on Patreon at patreon.com/InReference2. We'd love to have you as part of our family. Or just our friend group. I don't need more family, I just need more friends. I got all the family I need laying right beside me. He's like, no. Somebody save me. Alright, until next time.